you need their names, or do you have that?
I think we have a few that are supposed to be showing. Maybe they're running just a few minutes late, so we'll see that after that.
Okay, and here comes one as we speak. Awesome. All right, so while we're waiting for the rest of the commission meeting members to come, let's do our Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have any comments about the minutes from the last meeting? If not, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
That was Melody that approved it, and Jean has seconded it. Thank you. Okay. Old business. I don't think we have anything in terms of old business today, so we will move on to the new business. And that is going to be Nancy.
Hello. I'm going to introduce Nancy Murphy with Arts Alpha. Can you hear me? Is that better? Thank you. I'm going to introduce Nancy Murphy with Arts Alpharetta, and also Ben Hollingsworth is here with Arts Alpharetta. And they work very hard on our public art programs. This one that they're presenting tonight is our outdoor exhibit that the city started in 2018, and this is a bi-yearly type program. For tonight, what the focus is going to be is she's going to show you 5 sculptures. I'm not going to get into detail about that, but what I wanted you to know is that the city budgets, we have budgeted funds for this program already set aside, and we contract Arts Alpharetta for this program every 2 years. So it's nothing that we're requesting any funding, additional funding for. It's already accounted for. So I'm going to let her take it from here. Oh, I did have one other thing. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. The presentation that was in the agenda, if you clicked on it and looked through the sculptures, the last sculpture we had to remove. She had 6 in there. The last one we had to just put a set aside for now because we had some things about the property and all that. But we'll bring it up again if we can present it at another meeting. So she's taken that to 5, and she has those that she'll present tonight.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and thanks for giving me the chance to share these with you. Amber, are you moving the slides, or am I?
Did I set it right there? Oh, I put it right here. Here it is.
Okay.
Do you want to click?
Yeah, I can click.
Okay.
I can click as long as I know. Oh, there we go. Perfect. As Kim was talking about, Arts Alpharetta is a nonprofit, and we are engaged as an independent contractor to kind of help the city with getting this work done. Our job is to set up the call, screen the artwork, and then come up with a slate of sculptures to offer to you all for review. This has been going on for quite some time. We started in 2018, and we're in what we call the 3rd round. The first one was Miscellany, the next was Omnium Gatherum, and now we're in Medley, which is a new one. And these pieces will be here for 2 years that we're getting ready to show you. And these are the names of the 5. We have Ribbon Arch by Jim Gallucci, and these are all new artists, I believe, Ben, from that have not exhibited here in Alpharetta before, so we're excited about that. Tree by Gus and Linda Ocampo Silva, and Liquid Sunshine by Michael Alfano, Allura by Nathan Pierce, and Hill Climb by Jim Collins. And this is just I just given to you all at once. You can kind of see the 5 that we're looking at to present, and we'll go into each one here shortly with proposed locations. Ribbon Arch by Jim Gallucci. You can see it's a painted steel arch. This particular sculpture at its greatest height is 10 feet, and at its greatest width is 16 feet. We propose to put this particular work at Wills Park, at the end of that green beyond Wills Park as you approach the ball fields and towards the pool and towards Mansell. So this is the sculpture photoshopped into the proposed location. There's one. The next piece is Tree. And we, as artists submitted their artworks, they were allowed to submit as many photographs as, or up to 3 photographs per work. Not everybody gave us 3. This one is at 10 feet tall, and we have proposed this for the area at Thompson Street Park. Liquid Sunshine by Michael Alfano. It's a smaller piece, but still at 8 feet tall. It's not too small. But this one has several views. This particular sculpture is proposed for a location in Brook Street Park, and this particular pad sits in the shade. Part of our proposal is to consider moving this pad because it is somewhat overgrown. It's just, luckily trees have done a great job in filling in. It's a wonderful shaded spot, but it doesn't get a lot of visibility. So we may be looking at putting that in someplace in Brook Street Park. You can see this very sunny area just beyond, that grassy sunny area just beyond the grove of trees there. That's one of the places we're looking at. So I would ask that you consider this for placement in Brook Street Park, knowing that there's a chance that we might try to move that pad to a more visible spot. This particular spot has not had a sculpture for a couple of years because of that very reason. It was just too shaded and overgrown, and at the time I think council was making approval on that, and they had elected not to place anything there because it wasn't getting enough visibility. Allura by Nathan Pierce. Again, its greatest height is 8 feet. And your additional images here from the artist. And these are translucent acrylic panels that are in this. This will be placed in Brook Street Park at Academy Street, where Miles, a very tall sculpture, was. All right. Hill Climb by Jim Collins. We're kind of excited about this one. At its greatest height, it's at 12 feet. And there's some other views that I think are just hilarious. I love the view of it in the truck. And this one is slated also for Brook Street Park, directly behind City Hall along Haynes Bridge Road, close to the entrance of the Alpha Loop. All right. And I believe those are our 5.
Thank you, Nancy. And thank you for also imaging where they may go into the location. So at this point, commission members, let's discuss this. I think they're beautiful. The next step from here would be if we approve it, it goes to City Council for a consent. So I think they're exciting. I love the colorfulness of them and the locations that you've picked out personally, but I'd love to hear everybody else's reactions. Any questions?
So are they pre-made already, these
They're all ready to
sculptures?
go.
And ready for sale?
They're ready to go,
Okay.
and all are listed as for sale.
Okay.
I have alerted the artists that they are finalists. They have not heard definitively. I did that because many artists will submit their works to multiple shows, and I didn't want them to be surprised and say, oh, I gave it away already. So they've been given kind of a heads up, but they know that nothing has been approved.
So have y'all investigated the integrity of the color? There's a lot of color, and I love that, but...
There's a lot of color. Most of these that are in color are powder-coated steel, which is a great finish, but more exciting to me is that with the artist application, we got a maintenance kit in advance. So we now know exactly what we need, and if there's any questions, we can fine-tune that, but I've already reviewed those, and they all look very straightforward. They've given us color matching and everything that we need. Some of these pieces have already been exhibited in other places. So, I couldn't tell you where, but a number of artists will do that. They move them around. The timeline that we asked of the artists was that they try to install by the end of August. So far, they have preliminarily given me dates when they could make the delivery in August. Again, they know nothing is finalized, but they said if I could come, these would be the dates. So I've got windows of time from every artist to start mapping that out. One artist called and said he could deliver on Friday. We said no.
Terrific. All right, any other questions about this? All right. Sure, go ahead.
Let's see, we put this call out earlier in this calendar year. I cannot remember when it went live. I think it was early at the end of April. We used a new company to help us with the call. a more affordable company, but one recommended to us by many artists that we have worked with here in Alpharetta. That call stayed out live for a designated time. I think they only had the call live for about 6 weeks, so people had to make their decisions pretty quickly. We had over 53 entries to narrow down to 5. We had a really good response. We had some interesting commission proposals, but that was a break in the rules. That wasn't what we asked for. We asked specifically for ready-made finished sculptures. This was not a, we're going to let you build it for us kind of a project. So that's why we got ready-made works. But it's been going on for quite some time, and the artists are asking me, when is the decision going to be made? So they're ready. They're anxious. They're hearing from it. Even some of those that were no longer in the running, I went ahead and let them know that they were not into consideration, so they could free up their sculptures for other places.
Are the artists local to Georgia or
They are
nationwide?
from all around.
Okay.
All around. Every now and then we'll get one that's local, but many of the works that are here permanently are from our local artists.
Okay.
But this particular collection is from folks from all around, mostly the southeast, I will say, but there's a few from further out.
Any further questions? If not, then a motion to either accept this proposal or not. Do I have a motion? Okay, we have a motion to accept from Smita. Do you have that, Amber? Do I have a second?
Second.
I got 2 seconds here, so take your choice. I heard Jean. Okay.
The first was, okay,
Chatal.
Anderson was seconded by
Jean. Okay, terrific. Either or Melody. We got 2 seconds, which is a good sign. All right, all those in favor of accepting this, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Terrific. Actually, I'll ask this for Morgan, or when would this go in front of council for just, I know they're just going to consent, so in case one of us needs to be there to back them up.
I'm going to add that to my report, so and kind of go over all that. Monday, this coming Monday, we've already added it in the packet in hopes that it would be passed tonight, and if it was not, then we were going to take it out of the packet. So we are, next Monday, we've got it on the consent agenda, so we've got to be prepared to present it. They may say, it's passed, and we're good to go. So.
Thanks, Kim. Okay. So now we move on to public comments. Do we have anybody in the public that would like to make a comment? Okay. All right. And so the next item is items from the commission members. Does anyone have anything they want? Did I skip you? No, I'm sorry, Kim. You're next. I apologize.
No, that's okay.
Cultural Services Report.
Okay. Also, in speaking about next week's meeting on the consent agenda, we'll also have the public art A sculpture that we passed in our last month meeting that we're trying to see if they'll go ahead and let us repair it. So that's going to be on the consent agenda. And in addition, we have an item on the workshop that Melody and 2 of our commissioners will be presenting, Melody and Michael, the performance permit in pocket parks. So we have 3 items next week. So if anybody can be there, all of you can be there, it would be greatly appreciated to help, answer any questions that may come up.
Does the consent part come during the main session?
It comes right in the beginning,
Okay.
and they'll decide, and then we'll know if we have to present at that point. So this is when, during council? August 1st, next Monday. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Do you want me to finish? I'll finish the rest of
Yes.
my report's very easy.
Please.
Very, very light here. Next week, if you'd also like to attend, we're going to be meeting with the art leader groups on Wednesday, August 3rd at 5 p.m. at the Art Center. I want to start doing this yearly where we kind of meet with them right after the budget's launched, talk to them about the upcoming, we do a grant with them once a year. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about partnerships, their needs, resources. So if you would like to come and be familiar with that, please let me know. We'll be having food available, and I'll have that there. It'll probably last about an hour and a half. I'm trying to keep it not too long. Upcoming cultural happenings, I always put the calendar up there. That's the most up-to-date way to find out what's going on. So take a look on our website. our Juneteenth, What Freedom Means to Me exhibit, that will be ending this week, July 29th. So if you haven't seen it, please come by and see it. It's a wonderful show. The next show that will be up will be Colors of India, and that is a partnered show with the India American Cultural Association, and that exhibit will be from August 1st to September 23rd. So we're excited about that. Comforting Stitches is a show that I should have both of you up here talking about this. It's a show that we have in our community gallery right across the hallway. And so this show was actually I think it's a really interesting story. It's a quilter's response to the pandemic. Am I saying that right?
Right.
Okay.
There were quilters from Europe and North and South America and Canada who all contributed blocks that were 10 inches square with a medical theme or something related to that. They were all pink and red with some variations. And there were almost 200 blocks that were turned in the U.S. And the Chattanooga Evening Stars Quilt Guild took it on as a project to take those blocks and put them together. And the quilts are a result of that.
Isn't that neat? So what's nice is people use the meeting room and they get to see art at the same time. We only do 2D art in there, but I think it's been a great
Yes.
addition.
It was,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a project sponsored by a publisher in France called Quilt Mania. And they publish things for quilters all over the world. And their intent was to have those quilts placed into a medical facility or somewhere where the first responders were employed.
So,
Thank you, that's awesome.
and then in the studio gallery at the Art Center, we'll have a show that'll be going up August 8th, and it's called Writers Give Back. And I wanted to acknowledge Nancy is here, and she is our she wears two hats. I always say this. She probably gets tired of hearing me say this, but she is our gallery coordinator. And she helps coordinate that for the city, but also helps coordinate the curating on the Arts Alpharetta side that helps us curate all the galleries. So another detail I just thought you might want to know, upcoming, we are painting a crosswalk at the Art Center. And just similar to what we did at Windward, and we're doing it in Mondrian style. I just want to let you know that that's coming out. And Arts Alpharetta, as a part of their give back, is paying artists to paint this crosswalk. And we're excited to kind of set the tone as we're trying to push the art to the parking lot a little bit. So we're trying to get them in that mode walking into the Art Center. So that'll be coming up sometime. We hope we can get that done over August. Is that what?
Before classes start.
Okay. And beyond that, we're working on fall events, and I'll bring our new art guide at our next meeting. So that's going to be live pretty soon. But that's it.
Any questions for Kim? Terrific. You guys have had a busy summer, haven't you? Awesome. All right, any items from commission members? No? Before we close, Morgan, you usually have something, anything going on? No, you do. You have great things going on with the parks and the bond and et cetera. You offered to keep us up to date on that.
Good evening. I'll let the record show that I was called to the podium. I did not come on my own accord. There is a lot going on. The bond referendum is off to a very slow start. Of course, we are still in the planning stages. We have 9 projects that we're trying to move forward, but we're trying to plan those 9 projects right now. So we're in the process right now of finding designers to design these 9 projects. And we have, I think in August, we'll have 4 of those be brought to council, and once they are approved by council, then we can start designing them. And I'll keep reminding you that one of the things that when we're sitting down with these designers, we're telling them that you have to infuse art do all of the designs we're doing. So, we're going to be excited about the things the possibilities that are there. What I'd really like to do is to have things that are useful, but they're artful and in the park. So we're going to be trying to do some of that kind of things, as well as just some, places for making sure that we have places for art throughout the parks as well. But the first one that's coming up is Union Hill Park. That's if you haven't been out to Union Hill lately, you need to go out there. I would also invite the Cultural Arts Commission to look at their calendars and come out to Union Hill to one of the Home by Dark concerts. Home by Dark does the concerts behind City Hall here, but they also do a series at Union Hill. And I would tell you, I'm not a music professional, but I am a music lover. And the best place I've heard music, the sound, true sound, is at Union Hill under that cover arena. The acoustics are incredible. So the way Home by Dark does is they invite artists that have written songs, and they invite them to perform their own songs in a very intimate. 250 people are in there, and it is just like you're sitting in your living room and they're sitting across from you on your couch playing music for you. It's incredible. So take a look at we have the calendar. There's one in August, there's one at the beginning of September, and one at the end of September. When I say one, I mean actually two, because there's a Friday night and a Saturday night concert. So you got 6 chances. If you would like to go, those concerts are sold out. But if you'd like to go, give me a call, and I know somebody, and we can get you into the concert, sitting at the table. We'd love to have y'all come to that concert. Other than that, it's just we're just doing a lot of stuff. Kim and her group are busy. I couldn't be more prouder. I'm going to always, if you call me to the podium, remind you that 5 years ago there were really no arts to speak of in Alpharetta. And there were people doing art, but there was no collective energy for the art. And we put Kim there, and Kim has brought all that energy together. The Arts Center has basically allowed that energy to come together, and it is just phenomenal where we're at here in 2022. So we're just excited to be here. Be glad that y'all got any ideas. We'd love to hear them, because we just like new ideas. We like to do stuff. If y'all haven't figured that out yet, we like to do stuff. So I don't know if that's the kind of report you're looking for. We really are blessed to be here in Alpharetta, and we appreciate the Cultural Arts Commission. And I wanted to say something too about the council. The council, Mr. Hipes, who is our liaison at the meeting, basically told the council, we're going to be bringing this forward to given, on a consent agenda. And every one of the council members were shaking their head like, yeah, in fact, one of the council, it was Mr. Hipes. Mr. Hipes said, we appointed the commission to do, that's one of the things we appointed them to do, so let's let them do their job. And they're only going to pull that off if they have a problem with it. And I don't see anything in that anybody's going to have a problem with. So the point I want to make is that the council realizes that y'all take your job very seriously, and by allowing that to go to the consent agenda rather than us having to make a formal presentation is a big deal. It's a big deal to the council. So well done on that. So appreciate it. Be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions? Thank you, Morgan. Okay. Unless anybody has anything else, I will call for a motion to adjourn. We have a motion to adjourn. Okay. And a second. All right.
Okay, I'm confused, because I thought Commissioner Foster is the one who made the motion. So who made the motion?
Oh. I need someone to make a motion. Okay. Second. Sorry, thank you. Got everybody, Amber? Awesome. Terrific. We are done.